chomp on a potato.
Hello and welcome to this week's Football Talk podcast special Standing Up podcast. This one, it's very bizarre. It's very
Stand up if you hate Arsenal.
He's been dying for that. He's been thinking about that since I was like, I'm using my new standing desk. So
Literally, just popped into my head. I was like, what happens in football related to standing up? Oh, I stand up, I hate someone. Who do I hate? Probably Chelsea more than Arsenal, because Arsenal are nothing. But
shots fired early in the podcast. I love it. Absolutely love it. Yeah, welcome. I'm Dave. I'm the host for this week. I mean, I've gone off script already, so I'm gonna classic format. I'm gonna get my brain challenged in the quiz. We're gonna review the football that's happened so far. We're gonna preview some of the games that are coming up, and Josh is gonna get a wiki file from me later on today in the podcast. So, if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, subscribe, leave a like, get us some comments in the live chat if you're there, and yeah, let's go for it. Josh, how are you doing?
Pretty good, Dave. Pretty good. I feel freed. I can just move.
Energetic, this, isn't it? Energetic.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
God, I feel I can get some exercise in. I'm going to keep my phone in my pocket to count the steps.
Yeah. Yeah, good. How are you finding the Euros?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I mean, we've had a bit of a break, haven't we? I've had a few day break. I felt a bit lost.
Yeah, Thursday and Friday off. My sleep pattern went back to normal for 2 days and then got absolutely ruined again. So, yeah, it's been quite entertaining though. I feel like for a tournament that could have disappointed quite easily because of how weird the seasons have been leading up to it, I feel like it's been quite good. Yeah,
I do feel like as we progress, it's going to get more and more strained. So obviously we've seen some COVID cases. We're now seeing some injuries, like Simon Kjær in the Denmark-Wales match went down. You think? I think we said at the start. I'm sure we did. Said before we all started. This is a game of attrition. This is going to be. It's just going to be an endurance test. And so you never know. You might have a star player. They might get COVID. They might get injured because they have played a lot of football broadly. Broadly speaking, obviously there's pockets of people who haven't. Right. But it's going to be who's left standing at the end. I think.
Yeah, 100%. And from what you've seen so far, which country what player would cost the most to their country if they got knocked out by COVID? Like, now, if a player got positive COVID test, has to sit out for 14 days. I think it is 10 days, 14 days, depending on which country they're in. Which country gets affected the most, and which player causes that effect? Who do you think?
Okay, so we'll start. I mean, I don't think there's one for. There's not been a standout player for England yet.
Pickford.
So I think. Oh God, that's a good shout, because what we've got behind him, we've got Johnston and Ramsdale now.
Yeah, because Henderson's out. That's what I mean. If Pickford got COVID,
that is a strange twist of fate, isn't it? That we're relying on Pickford now.
It really is. Yeah, it really is. So
it's funny. I mean, I'd probably say N'Golo Kante.
Yeah, always N'Golo Kante as well, isn't it? It's always N'Golo Kante. So yeah, I feel like N'Golo Kante is probably a huge miss. Rabiot would come in, and they've been playing both of them together sometimes as well. So yeah, that would probably be a big miss. Yeah.
Depay.
Yeah, Depay. There's a few. There's a couple. Yeah. Modric.
Yeah. Well, they've already lost Perisic, haven't they? I mean, obviously, we're getting into the knockout grounds now, so we've said goodbye to Finland. Obviously, they're first.
Yeah.
And they won their opening match against Denmark, which I think we can all reflect on was down to other circumstances.
Yeah.
Slovakia, Hungary put up a good fight as well. It's sad to see those guys out.
Yeah.
Poland, too little, too late. Anybody had Lewandowski in their side?
Hello,
and,
captain for the whole group stage.
He tried, but that was probably an incredibly frustrating period for him. I wouldn't be surprised to see retirement from international football soon for Lewandowski, prolonging a career with Bayern, and you go, you know what? We've had a Euros.
What do Poland now struggle to qualify for these sort of tournaments without Lewandowski? Because there's no one there really stepping up.
No, I think maybe World Cups, but Euros seems like it's almost a foregone conclusion.
Okay.
With a lot of size, isn't it?
Yeah, true. I guess so. So. Scotland.
Scotland bow out. Yeah, first major tournament in what was it? 23 years.
Yeah, 23
Yeah.
years.
And the Euros, and the best they got was a day out to Wembley. We'll draw. We have Pandev getting. It's his guard of honour, but was it Spain?
Spain did, yeah. Spain.
Yeah, a lovely guard of honour.
Yeah.
For his, he'll probably be back still. Someone else will take.
Best comeback in history with his was Pandev's hairline. Best comeback in history. If you look at a photo when he used to play for Calgary or Bologna, one of the two, and there's a photo from like top down, and then they did another one at the Euros. It's magical. It's all come back. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
So
the Antonio Conte treatment. Russia was nothingness, was
Shocking.
it? About Russia and Turkey, the old dark horses. They got sent to a glue factory. That was pretty embarrassing overall from Turkey.
Yes.
So far we had some good goals, haven't we? I think there's been some.
Yeah.
No direct free kick was mentioned yesterday. No direct free kick, but
Italy hit the post, didn't they? And they like keeper saved it onto the post, and that's the closest a direct free kick has been to going in. I think it was. So, yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. But
goal so far. I mean, Schick's goal against Scotland. That's pretty. I mean, actually, and Modric. I did enjoy Modric's goal against Scotland. Christiansen's goal for the round.
Modric's, I think, picks it for me because it was the technique of the outside of the boot with the power. Yeah. It was very nice. I mean, Schick's goal is just ridiculous. I don't know if I can class it as my favourite because it's so ridiculous, but it was very nice. Very well.
Do you know what? I thought we were going to see a that again last night because Donnarumma's positioning. We'll go on to Italy later on, but his was every time you saw a breakthrough goal, he was just scampering back onto his goal line. And
I didn't see that.
Maybe something to watch out for.
Yeah.
In coming matches. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. What's your pick? What would you say? You've asked me the question. What's your pick of? What's your favourite?
I'm always going to go with Modric. I have a love of Modric. He's one of my heroes. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. One of your heroes. Okay. Wow. Learn something new every day.
That's actually quite a big statement. I don't really know, but Spurs heroes, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah. Very true. Very true. Got a couple of comments coming in early doors. Stu Muck. England struggled against the likes of Gilmore, McGregor, and McGinn. I can't see why they think Kroos, Goretzka, and Gundogan is going to be any wiser and easier. Very interesting. And Modric's goal was just beautiful. It was a beautiful layoff, an emphatic strike and finish, and I couldn't agree more.
We'll touch on the England point when we have the tail end of this. We'll cover the preview because I think it's a different kettle of fish.
Yes, I would agree. I would agree.
Would you be a badge kisser?
Would I be a badge kisser? Ooh.
Who said about you before?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think it's in my nature to be a badge kisser. I think, no, I don't think I would.
A patter?
I think I might be a patter, like a... Yeah. Come on, boys. Because I'm a centre-back, aren't I? So I'm not going to score very often. So I'd be like the Gary Neville sort of... When someone else scored, I'd turn around to the other fans and be like... sort of thing. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Anyway. Managers. There's been a bit of movement. I mean, not for Spurs.
At least we didn't have a week where I thought the Spurs were about to appoint someone who said it's almost done and it's not done. But we are. It seems like.
Is it a roundabout?
I'm torn, okay?
Is it a roundabout? So, are you back to where everyone thought you were?
Back to Nuno, but I'm not sure it's ever going to happen with Nuno.
Ever. Spurs are never.
It's just going to be constant rumour mill for the next 12, 15 years. No. Part of me is now settling on the fact it might be someone at the Euros.
Okay, Mancini?
And Mancini or Luis Enrique would be my guess. Because it seems like we're focused on Italians, but Luis Enrique obviously managed Roma, which would give a link for Paratici and him. So, and obviously it was it Lopetegui got sacked 2 days before Spain's opening match when he announced he was going to be Real Madrid. Well, he didn't announce. Real Madrid announced he was going to be their manager. And they went, no, get out, hero in. So I can imagine why there'd be a reluctance in, say, some managers' camps to disrupt that. So part of me thinks that, but then I've actually also just accepted that it might be Nuno.
It seems, if it's one of those, right? What if you end up with Nuno, what it reminds me of is when David Moyes was like, we're definitely going to try and sign Fabregas. We could get Fellaini for this price. But if we wait until deadline day, we're going to get Fabregas. Then we didn't get Fabregas, and then we paid Fellaini's release fee, which was more expensive than what we could have got him for. It feels like that with Nuno. Like, you could have got Nuno ages ago. As soon, like, 4 weeks after his Wolves contract left, after he left Wolves, you could have just swooped in, got it sorted,
Yes,
got
don't
it
get me
done.
wrong. I mean, pre-season is almost upon us. It'll only be pre-season for half the squad, but it's still pre-season. Still someone confirmed, and maybe this is all a big hoo-ha, and the person already knows and already planned. And there's someone else running the show, it's concerning. But we're not the only club with concern, because Crystal Palace obviously have Lucien Favre, the Swiss manager, recently at Dortmund. He's apparently run away from a position. Not run away, just he's People don't. We think South America. That's why I've done the Standing Up podcast to imitate what Lucien Favre has done. No, a number of managers seem to have got to a certain point with that Palace job. Again, this could all be just absolute rumour. Yeah. But we've had Nuno, Lampard, among others, who've gone, it's going well. Whoa. I mean, what happens at that point? Does someone flash them? What is going on?
Yeah, the Lampard one is the only one we've had rumours coming about how it fell down and it got to the transfer bit. And you can, is it still Simon Jordan in charge of Palace at the moment? Is that his name?
No, it's not Simon Jordan.
It's the other guy, isn't it? Can't remember his name, but I don't know. It feels like whenever there's chat around transfers, that's when it's breaking down, because they've got an aging squad and they've released quite a few people and renewed a couple. But
Steve Parish,
thank you. And there's something odd about that, to get close with those sorts of managers that probably the right level.
I think most Palace fans would have been Lucien Favre, yes please.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, something's a bit off there.
But it seems Everton are closest to an appointment.
Rafa Benitez. I can't believe it.
Okay, so it can't really. I was going to try and apply it to something that would be similar for you, but you haven't really got any Man United manager apart from Ferguson you've got that much attachment to, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, probably.
So I'm trying to think that because he's probably considered a legend for Liverpool, obviously winning Champions League. Then to go over to Everton, it's been a long time. Obviously, it's been 18 years, something like that.
It's been a long time, and it's my worry as an Everton fan is it's sort of confirming that it's a step down. Everton are a step down in a club from Liverpool, which everyone knows anyway. But you never want to admit it as a fan, do you? You never want to admit it, because if you look at where Benitez has been since Liverpool, they've always been a step apart from the stint at Chelsea. You would argue, like Newcastle, where the China obviously went to China. It's sort of a bit of a.
He had Inter Milan, wasn't he?
Yeah, a bit of Inter Milan. Sorry.
And Real Madrid.
Yeah, okay, maybe. Well,
and Napoli.
They're going. Yeah, but what order are they? I bet they're tearing down.
So we go. So Liverpool went to Inter Milan, to Chelsea, to Napoli, to Real Madrid, then to Newcastle. Then weird. To Dalian Professional, not Dalian Amateur.
Dalian Professional. I'll tell you who came from Dalian Professional. Dong Fang Zhou.
Yeah.
He used to play for Dalian. Anyway, I don't know how I'd feel as an Everton fan about that. I don't know. He's a good manager. He's a good manager, yeah. So it's a tough one.
I'm not expecting expansive, exciting play.
No.
Pragmatic and solid and regiment play.
Would Nuno be a better fit at Everton than Rafa?
I'd say they're quite similar.
Yeah.
Again, looking back at a lot of Spurs fans over the last week have gone look at Nuno's record from last season when the club sold Jota and Jimenez had that awful injury. It's that's not a fair comparison. But the previous 2 seasons, he was up there. Like Wolves had the second and fourth best defence, XG against, and probably 7th, 8th, maybe 9th best attack.
Yeah, okay.
And so he is a defensive manager, a kind of counter-attack manager. But let's not forget there was some excitement there. It was nice to watch. You can't say that people didn't enjoy. He turned Adama Traore into what he is now. He's always a much more infrequent contributor for sides. He turned him. He might have played him at right wing back for a spell, but he's got the best out of him. Got the best out of a number of players really, and pushed them on. And He has developed players.
He got Adama Traore into the Euro squad.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Connor Cody into the Euro squad.
Very true, yeah. I never thought of it like that. Yeah, very true. So we've got Alex in the chat, who's obviously a Crystal Palace fan. He's saying, "Oh God, not manager chat. My heart can't take all the ups and downs anymore." How do you say it? Favre. I saw the state of the club and ran off. So, can you imagine that? He's done all of his interview through like Zoom and stuff, and they've put a green screen in the back with like Old Trafford. No, not Old Trafford. It's fallen apart. The Emirates or something like that, like behind him, and then he rocks up to Selhurst. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's interesting. Managers. I think a lot of the manager stuff will be settled as teams get knocked out of the Euros now. I think a lot of those national managers will probably look for a new challenge.
I've mentioned Enrique and Mancini. Obviously, could be Roberto Martinez.
It could be Roberto Martinez. Yeah,
but I didn't pick him because of his lack of links with Italy, where it seems like Paratici's focus has been. But that might be paper talk.
What if you get? So, Paratici's the DOF who's in. You get Martinez, and then between them, they've got the link to Lukaku. You've got Italian links with Patrici. You've got Martinez managing Lukaku. You bring in Lukaku up front. You sell Kane for 120 million, let's say.
Let's talk about transfers, shall we? So, we'll touch on completed transfers so far. And again, it's very similar to what we've been seeing. We've seen free transfers. So, Depay confirmed at Barcelona, which we'd seen happening. Another free transfer I wanted to mention just because ex kind of eccentric Kevin Fitzpatrick.
What a career!
Bundesliga. But the most notable free transfer, and I again not knowing many AC Milan or Inter Milan fans, we have Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
Çalhanoğlu, great free kick taker.
Yes, but has gone from AC to Inter.
Yeah, which is a bit strange.
Which is all very Sol Campbell-y.
It is very Sol Campbell-y. I mean, there's a few people that have played for both. I don't know.
I think it seems like it's less of an issue in Italy. It seems like people just do the rounds there. They just go, "Hey, it's a top club. I don't really care." But I mean, as a fan, I'd be a bit peeved. But maybe it's just part of the course.
I think you would. I feel like it's. There's not too much of a sort of aggro around the transfers as there would be in the UK. But I feel like the fans will probably do quite a lot to, insult him on match day and things like that. But I found it very strange because Inter Milan have been reportedly trying to get rid of everyone. So to bring someone in is a bit strange.
Well, I see this as bring someone in on a free, sell someone for cash.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
Which seemingly is Hakimi.
Yes.
Is close to PSG.
But who are beating Chelsea?
Why Poch would want to come to back to Tottenham when he can spend 70-80 million on a right wing back?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it does beg the question.
Or you come and manage Matt Doherty. Which one? Who knows?
Who knows? It's a tough situation, that. So, PSG just beating Chelsea is the report, isn't it? Just beating Chelsea to that signing, and also confirming, I think now Donnarumma. That's gone through. I think.
Yeah, that's gone through. Yeah. So Hakimi is going to be one of a few players to have played. If he eventually comes to England, he's already racked up 4 of the 5 major leagues.
So he's done what? Italy, France,
Germany on loan, and Spain for Real Madrid.
Donnarumma.
Oh, no, Hakimi.
Oh, sorry, you're talking about Hakimi. I'm talking about Donnarumma. That's what was confusing me. Yeah, Hakimi would have done. Yeah. That's what I was getting confused with, yeah. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Interesting how he gets on. It's a big price tag for a defender. Like, for a attacking outlet defender, it's a big price tag. So, you got to have something. Anything else? Any other transfers?
We saw Norwich spend some money. Obviously, got money in for Emi Buendia. Spent it on Milo Rashica. And also Angus Gunn that they brought back because I think they sold him to Southampton for something like 15 million and now brought him back for 5 million.
Nice. I love that. I love a transfer like that. Love it.
Yeah. When you see Burnley splash some cash?
I did. Well, I did in your notes. I did.
Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna spend some money as Burnley, what do you want? Do you want from an English club, UK or Irish national, and a defender? Tick, tick, tick.
Done.
Boom.
Bosh, get him
done.
In. Yeah.
Nathan Collins from Stoke.
Yeah.
Republic of Ireland centre back. Done.
Bosh. Sean Dyche ain't leaving Burnley. if he's brought in that player.
Well, he was odds the bookie's favourite last time I checked for the Palace job. Last time I saw after Favre. Yeah,
I can't see that. Can't see him leaving Burnley to go to Palace.
Sancho is seemingly close.
Yeah, the next
very close.
Next bunch of rumours is that as soon as England are knocked out, it's basically going to be announced. That's the next rumours that are flirting. It's one of those that...
We don't want it to affect his England performances.
Well, what performances, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It seems a bit odd.
It's again, until we see a photo of him standing over a desk signing it with Ollie Solskjaer's arm around him or holding up a scarf at Old Trafford, I'm not even getting drawn into rumours now. I'm bored of it. There's such a way of sapping the excitement out of a transfer. It's like, oh my God.
That's to try and make it happen for over a year.
Yeah, exactly. So, I guess Ben White is looking like he's going. Talking about the England squad, Ben White looks like he's going to Arsenal.
Yeah, so we focus on English players. Yeah, so Ben White to Arsenal, it seems. Which, I mean, I didn't think Arsenal had any money. So, 40 million, 45 plus add-ons. I think it was talked about last week. He is a good player. He's not when they play a back three, which works for him because he's been using a back three. He's quite versatile. They've still got a lot of gaps to fill in that squad. I'm not sure.
Would the money be better spent on the squad rather than a centre back?
Well, we know that they've lost two players on loan, two midfielders, Ceballos and Odegaard have gone back on loan. Xhaka, I don't think it's been completed yet. He's seemingly off to Roma. Yeah. To join Mourinho's Roma, along with Rui Patricio at Wolves. He's off there as well. So looks like there's some midfield gaps, to be honest with you. But there's gaps all over the place when you've got a side. They've plugged it with youth where they can. Yeah. And then they've got some players they still need to shift out. I mean, it's a good signing. I just worry that can they fulfil the other requirements of the squad? Can they get the rest of it up to standard? Because it'll be an excellent player for them, I think. Yeah,
I think it would be a good signing. I think he would. I just don't think it's the right thing they need at the moment. Like, they've signed quite a number of younger centre backs recently. Gabriel. Then they had the guy who's the French guy they sent back on loan.
Saliba.
Yeah. So
Mavropanos has been in and out. But I think he was also signed quite cheaply.
They have lost David Luiz. They released him, didn't they? So, I feel like maybe it did need an increase.
Still got obviously Callum Chambers and Rob Holding and Pablo Mari. So they've got options, but you think maybe one or two of those will go out. But the only other English or covered. So I kicked onto this segment because you mentioned Harry Kane. Yeah. That seems to have quietened down a bit. I think that Man City, for some reason, may be surprised at the resoluteness of Spurs in not wanting to sell. So the new rumour is Jack Grealish to Man City. Yeah. Which I would say would put Raheem Sterling's place at risk in the side. Obviously, they've had two players in every position, but...
If they sign Jack Grealish, it means they're selling Sterling.
I can't see who's buying Sterling.
Arsenal? Part of the Spurs deal?
There was rumour of him being included in the
Harry Kane
exchange. But again, I can't see Sterling wanting to come to Spurs. Again, he occupies the same space as Heung-min Son. So
yeah, I push Heung-min Son up front. You don't have a striker, so Son goes up front, Sterling on the left. Could work.
I don't really want to contemplate that though.
I remember the days back when this all surfaced, and you're like, further his career, 100 million, let's do it. Let him go.
I'm more. I still think sell him. I'm not against selling him, but not for 100 million, and not with Sterling as a make weight.
Okay. All right. Kyle's just popped in the chat. Mavropanos has gone on loan to Stuttgart for the season, already confirmed. Yeah. So there are a couple going out as well. So all right then. Well, Alex, let us know in the chat, who do you want as Crystal Palace manager? He says he can definitely see Martinez going to Spurs when Belgium get knocked out of the Euros.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I can see him going to Palace. We can play that game.
Yeah, and Kyle, let us know in the chat. 50 million on Ben White or 50 million strengthening the squad with some squad players?
How much do you think that leaves to spend on any central midfield? Well, in the central midfield, that leaves you with El Neni.
Smith Rowe.
There you go.
Smith Rowe. Yeah. Emil Smith Rowe
and El Neni holding the fort.
Yeah. Right, lovely
stuff. What more do you need?
What more do you need?
Right.
Yeah. What more do you need?
Right.
Let's move on to the quiz.
Ooh, la 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 la. It's quizzing time.
Thank you.
So, this quiz is called Team GB. Obviously, we have Tokyo Olympics coming up. There will be no Team GB football representative, soccer, as it may be known. But we did have a representative side in the 2012 Olympics. So this here is a list of all 18 players in the squad. I've given you position. I've given you the club that they were at in 2012 and their current club. There should be no excuses here, Dave. I want 100%.
You are joking. I saw Team G play, Team GB play.
Oh, so you've actually you watched them in the flesh. So you've probably got a program. You like lives long in the memory. Yeah.
This was the night that Kate thought I died in Cardiff because my phone died and I couldn't get in touch with her, and we couldn't get a train home. So a policeman literally at 2:00 in the morning said, "Just go and enjoy yourself, lads, and get the earliest bus home you can." So on the advice of Her Majesty's Police. Don't know if that's a thing. Yeah, we stayed down in Cardiff and got drunk until like 3:30 in the morning. So, yeah, a good time. So actually, my memory of the game I watched is pretty flaky.
What was the game? I actually don't remember anything. I don't remember how well we did. I don't remember who we played.
Mexico were definitely there, but whether we played them or not, because we watched 2 games. We had 2 games. So
you don't remember what game you watched Team GB play against?
No, it might have been Brazil. Did we play Brazil in there?
Sorry.
Yeah, I was really drunk, Josh. Really drunk. Mexico Mexico and Switzerland and Team GB were 3 of the 4 teams that we saw. And I think it was Team GB Mexico.
Wow, this is...
It might have been Brazil though, because I was very excited about the fixture.
Can't believe this, Dave.
So excited, I got really drunk and forgot. And it was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was 9 years ago. I agree.
Yeah. So, I mean,
full Olympic record. Okay, so we have
misery. It was at Cardiff. Have I got that all wrong? Oh God.
So, in the groups, we drew 1-1 with Senegal.
I didn't. It definitely wasn't Senegal.
No, that was in Manchester. London, we beat UAE 3-1.
Right.
Cardiff, we played one. How many days were you in Cardiff for? We only played one game.
Yeah. I was there for 1 day.
All right.
Yeah.
1-0 Uruguay.
Oh yeah, Uruguay. That was it. Yeah.
And then we lost on penalties to South Korea in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, we played Uruguay, and the other game was Mexico, Switzerland. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all coming back to me now,
it's all flooding back to me now that you've told me exactly what happened on the day. Right, let's get on with the quiz.
It was Mexico, Switzerland, yes. Sixto Peralta, is it?
How do I have more memory of Mexico? It's because
Uribe Peralta.
The Swiss
right,
was really
let's
drunk.
Work for it. So I'll go through and you give me the answer. So we have 2 goalkeepers. So one of them was playing for Birmingham City at the time, but they now play for Crystal Palace. Who is that person?
The only one I can think of is Wayne Hennessy.
No, incorrect.
Yeah, because he's currently at Crystal Palace and he's Welsh, so he would have been included in GB. That was my logic. Who is it?
I thought you were going to get that with ease.
Okay.
This goalkeeper was at Middlesbrough, is now at Brighton Hove Albion.
I want to say it's something Steele. Jason Steele?
Yes. Jason Steele, made famous for his pathetic professionalism and just being a mediocre goalkeeper on the Sunderland Till I Die documentary.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay, let's go through. So Dave has got a second chance at the goalkeeper there. Birmingham City in 2012, Crystal Palace current club. Okay, let's go for defenders.
Right.
Was at Swansea City, is now Aston Villa.
Neil Taylor.
I will give you a clue. Scotland were not fortuitous in getting anyone into this squad. It is all Welsh or English.
Okay.
Neil Taylor, correct. We had a Chelsea player then, now Southampton player.
Ryan Bertrand.
Another defender was at Spurs, now at Alanyaspor.
I don't... Who's that? Who is that?
Who that?
If you can just skirt to your left a little bit, you'll be a bit more in shot because the quiz is covering your face. I don't know. Tottenham to... No, come back to that. I don't have anything...
Okay.
My immediate reaction was Danny Rose, but I know he doesn't play for Alanyaspor.
No, you might have to see if he's on later on. Okay. We then have a West Bromwich player, but now a West Ham United player.
Oh. No, it can't be him. Craig Dawson?
It is Craig Dawson.
Bloody hell.
Why couldn't it be him, Dave?
Because I'm trying to think, you only had a certain amount of players over the age of 23. Why on earth would we...
9 years ago, Craig Dawson.
Oh, yeah, 9 years ago. Bloody hell, yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's some players whose current club is retired. I'm going to guess that they will be the ones who are over 23. We then had a then West Ham player, now Crystal Palace player. Crystal Palace maybe look for those who would have got Olympics participation in their signings.
I'm going Welsh centre-back, Collins.
Oh.
No, the other one, not Tompkins. No.
English centre-back James Tompkins.
No, I said Welsh.
Or retired Welsh centre-back James Collins. Either way, someone's got to currently play for Crystal Palace, Dave.
Yeah, and I can picture him. I just can't remember his bloody name.
It's James Tompkins, Dave. I'm going to give it to you.
Thank you. I said it. Why are you questioning me then?
Well, because you thought one of them might have been James Collins, who's retired.
Bah. So, I'm just thinking out loud.
Right. Then Man City player, now retired, also defender still.
Micah Richards.
Micah Richards. You're currently at 33%, by the way.
I'm happy with that so far.
Then Tottenham player, now Watford player.
Danny Rose.
Danny Rose.
That's 3 left backs, isn't it? We've had.
Yeah, it's it was the England way back then. Left backs. Now it's right backs.
Yeah,
Team
exactly.
GB was left backs. I think Danny Rose may have operated in midfield at that point. So we're into midfielders now.
Yeah.
We'll go for Manchester United, then Watford now.
Tom Cleverley.
Swansea City, then Stoke City now.
Ooh, what's his name? Ginger.
Is he?
I think he's Ginger.
Okay.
Oh, no, he's not. Swansea City, then Stoke now is Welsh Xavi.
Yeah. Troy Deeney grabbed his face and showed his true colours.
Joe Allen. That's his name, Joe Allen.
Manchester United, then retired now, absolute scumbag.
Michael Carrick. Well, I thought you said scumbag because he signed from Spurs to Man United.
No, I mean literal scumbag.
Oh, literal scumbag.
Yeah, outside of football scumbag.
What?
Horrific person.
Ryan Giggs.
Hey!
Yeah. It's the 9 years ago thing that's putting me right off. Like,
9 years ago. I'm not sure how many
who
people
managed
knew
this team? Who was our manager? Who was Team GB's manager?
Stuart Pearce?
Yeah, I think it was Stuart Pearce. Yeah, I think it was Stuart Pearce.
Southampton, then Burnley now.
Do you know what? I was going to say Danny Ings, but that's the other way around.
Yeah, he's going to reverse Danny Ings.
Rodriguez. Jay Rodriguez?
No.
Oh. Southampton then, Burnley now. Southampton 9 years ago. No, I think I'm going to have to pass that one. Struggling there.
Okay, we'll leave that there. Arsenal then, Juventus now.
Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah. Swansea City then, Preston North End now.
No idea. I can't think of anyone that plays for Preston.
Okay. Chelsea then, free agent now.
Daniel Sturridge.
Good one, Dave. Liverpool then, retired now.
Forward. Oh. Andy Carroll?
No. He's still going.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good. I just haven't heard of him for a long time. Oh, Craig Bellamy?
Craig Bellamy, yes, well done, Dave. That's half a point.
Oh, now.
And Bolton Wanderers then retired now. This is the hardest one of a lot, I'd say.
A Bolton striker or forward?
I mean, how he got into this squad, I'm not quite sure, to be honest with you.
A Bolton forward. Oh, it's probably going to be some sort of quick winger.
What's on your list of quick wingers from Bolton when you filter down?
Nothing.
Return, no results.
Giaconopoulos, who's not British.
Ricardo Gardner.
Yeah. No, but I'm going to have to pass that. Yeah, nothing.
Okay.
I've got a feeling there's something in my head. Is it a quick winger or is it an out-and-out striker?
I'd say he's now an out striker.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All right, well, look back around quickly if you want to have second goes at them. We got the now Crystal Palace, then Birmingham City goalkeeper.
No idea.
Jack Butland.
Technically, he plays for Stoke because he was only on loan at Crystal Palace, wasn't he? Or was he signed?
No, I think he signed for free, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Then Tottenham Hotspur, now Atlanta Sport centre-back, had a brief spells at Swansea, Cardiff and Liverpool.
Oh, the guy that Jurgen Klopp chucked up front in one game.
Yes.
What's his name?
In a homage to Stuart Pearce, maybe.
Oh, what was his name? Played for QPR as well.
Yeah, the QPR stint, yeah.
Oh, my word. He was meant to be the next best centre-back, and then it just went all downhill.
He's struggled with different things in his life. He's doing well at Atlanta Sport now. Stephen Corker.
Stephen Corker, that's it.
Now, Burnley centre mid was at Southampton. Maybe a youth player at Chelsea, maybe? Jack Cork.
Okay, no, I would never have got that, yeah.
Then Swansea winger, now Preston North End winger. Made his real
Wayne Routledge.
No, good guess. But probably had his best spell at QPR. QPR at Celtic.
Oh, Scott Sinclair.
Scott Sinclair. And the final one, Bolton Wanderers forward, now retired, Marvin Sordell.
How did he get in that team?
Yeah.
What?
My thoughts exactly, Dave. My thoughts exactly.
Well, good quiz.
A classic 69% from Dave.
For the lads.
Yeah. Give us a like if you like 69%.
Look at him. He's happy with that one. He's gone bright red. He's happy with that one.
Right, that is Olympics coming up in about a month's time. No English team in GB football, but it'll be thoroughly enjoyable nonetheless.
Sure it will. Right then.
Well done, Dave.
Right then. What are we doing first? Reviewing the games so far?
Review the round of 16 games thus far. So we'll start with the Leicester City goalkeeper derby.
Yeah, it was. Everyone was hoping it would go to penalties. See who the best penalty shots
Ward versus Kasper Schmeichel. And it didn't go to penalties. I think I actually predicted it would go to penalties because my predictions have been that bang on this tournament. It was a rout.
Just to put that into context, Josh is a thoroughly bottom of our predictions group that we've got going on right now. So, and I'm flirting with the top in second. So, just putting it out there. Who's the better host?
Yeah. That's the real quiz.
That's the real quiz. It was. Well, Wales were just terrible, weren't they? Wales. I was expecting so much more from Wales.
It sums up when Rob Page came out and went, we would have better side for 20-25 minutes. Well, unfortunately, those 65, 70 minutes you weren't really took their toll, didn't they?
Yeah. You conceded 4 goals and you weren't very good. I do think, I want to say it's their right back, but it might have been a centre back going to right back. When he pulled his groin in the first half, Wales... Roberts, yeah. He got subbed off with the injury.
Overstretched. Yeah, at first I thought, he's doing the old, I'm down injured because I'm really embarrassed I didn't get that and fell over.
Yeah. Did you see the slow-mo? It reminded me of the bit where Bart's going to Lisa. Look, you can see the moment his heart breaks now because he stretches and he goes, oh! Yeah. But I think when he came off, Neco Williams came on. Their back four just looked in complete disarray after that happened, complete disarray. Sorry, carry on.
It reminded me of watching Spurs against Ajax in the Champions League.
Okay.
Because Denmark they're probably they're a better side, and I don't think Ajax were a better side, but they're just full of confidence. They were knocking the ball around so sweetly and confidently. Like they were playing the ball into midfield, and it didn't matter; it would stick. They'd lay it off. It was just honestly, It was a joy to watch Denmark play.
Yeah, it was very good. They played
missing their best player.
Yeah.
Underdogs.
Yeah.
A Schmeichel goal. Seen this before.
True. Yeah, very true. We have seen this before. It feels like since Denmark's first game with the Eriksen situation, it really has sort of bonded them together since that game.
It definitely will give them that extra fight to go, we're doing this for Christian type thing.
Yeah. But I think Denmark played well, but I was thoroughly disappointed in Wales about how there was.
Well, Wales just carrying too many. I mean, got a centre mid from Luton in there.
Yeah, a centre mid who's played 4 games for Luton in the Championship last season.
You've got Kiefer Moore up front, who's Cardiff centre forward.
Yeah,
and I'm not even sure I agreed with Robbie Savage. It was a foul and lead up. I think he was trying to ease Kiai out the way, and it was a bit of a coming together. That's what I was thinking about, actually. So Robbie Savage is commentating. Obviously, a big football fan, loves Wales. I'm not sure I would like to be in that position, commentating, and then all things go absolutely tits up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't think it's a very.
Because he started getting all a bit narky, like, oh yeah, that's a foul or something. Is it? Oh well, yeah. Oh yeah, that one's given. It's like, oh come on, mate.
I mean, he's like that anyway, but with his country.
Which is why do you put him in that position where he's gonna throw his toys out the pram?
Yeah, I do get that. I've never liked Robbie Savage as a commentator anyway, but I feel like it's not a good call for that to happen. Yeah, for that to happen.
Do you know who surprised me? Obviously, I've not really watched much Barcelona because La Liga's not on TV over here. I think it might be on a pay-per-view channel. Braithwaite, Braithwaite.
Martin Braithwaite, yeah,
he looked smooth as a player. Like he just glided past players. He linked. It was all very smooth in transition with him. It was very nice to watch.
In that game, I think in the previous games, I've not really seen too much from him. I don't think he's done that much. In this game, he reminded me a little bit of like Carlos Tevez in a way, because he was always busy. He was always running into channels. He was always chasing a ball down if he could feel like he had a chance to get it. And yeah, he had that smooth element of his run with the ball where you just sort of think, well, he could easily beat this man, or he could stop, turn, and pass it off. You don't, as a viewer, you didn't know what he was going to do, which was good. Yeah, he's been pretty good. He's been pretty good. Kasper Dolberg, I think, was. There's been a fair bit of any football manager player will know there's a bit of hype around Kasper Dolberg, and there was for a good number of years. What a way to take the chance, and someone gets a little injury. Paulson gets injury. Dolberg steps in, two goals in the knockout stages. Like,
do you reckon there's anything about being comfortable in a stadium? Like, surroundings. Obviously, it's Ajax Stadium. He's played for Ajax. I think there's something you'd feel comfortable there.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. It'll be his home, wouldn't it? But Amsterdam will be his home. He'll be comfortable there. The stadium will be comfortable. So, yeah, I think that does play a part. Yeah, I think that plays a part.
And what I enjoyed is that the fourth goal, so Braithwaite's goal, would have been given offside in the Premier League, but it wasn't, and that's the correct decision.
Yes,
it wasn't.
I agree. VAR's been generally pretty good, other than the sending off. Never a sending off for Harry Wilson.
No, it's not Premier League sending off. But you know what? I can see what it's given. It's a shock. It's a poor challenge. He's doing nothing to get. He just wants to he wants to take him out.
Yeah.
And it just stops it. It stops that thing escalating any further in the game, doesn't it? He goes right. Well, it's just you sent off. Don't do that rubbish.
True.
Just get it. Yeah.
True. It could be a stamp. Yeah. Actually, for the whole tournament to say we're not. Don't do that. Don't be a dick.
Yeah. The referee's been excellent.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What do you think about Gareth Bale? See, he was asked a question. Do you think he just walks off? So he's asked a question. For those who haven't seen it, he's asked. I know you said you were asked previously, but do you think this will be your last game for Wales? He sees the question, or hears the question, you don't really see words, and just walks off, completely cuts the interview off and walks away. Some people call it unprofessional. Again, this standing up is providing so many uses.
Exactly. So, if they had got knocked out and actually put in a performance, I think it might have been his last game for Wales. The fact it was so shit. I feel like now he's going to think I can do more. Do more. Do they need to, I don't understand why they didn't play him up front through the middle. He doesn't have that massive burst of pace anymore. He was not getting on the ball enough. He could have done a better job than Kiefer Moore. I know Kiefer Moore scored a header in the first game, but I would have just put him up front.
Well, yeah, you got two ways of approaching it. He obviously can finish very well, but he can also probably create most chances. So, or would you get Ramsey further back creating and Bale finishing?
The hardest thing to do is to put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah. So get a person up there that does it more often. So. Yeah.
Denmark going through playing the winners of the Holland-Czech match later on today, I think it is.
Yeah, later today, yeah. Which you would I'd probably say Holland on the way they're playing, but we've seen that the Czechs can perform and turn up and make it a performance. So, and then the other one was Italy-Austria. So extra time. No one saw that coming, I don't think.
No, Austria really impressed me. Obviously, we played them in the warm-up matches, and they just looked nothingness. I was so impressed. I did think to begin with because they were so impressive, but their style of play, but kind of intense pressing, were creating chances for Italy. Yeah. It was leaving gaps, but they just grew into the match, and Italy eventually ran out of ideas.
Bless you. Yeah, I think they did, and it was. I think Arnautovic set out straight off to show how Austria wanted to play, which was press, get in their face. Yellow card in the first minute. I think it was minute and 10 seconds.
Yeah,
or
90
something.
seconds in. Yeah,
90 seconds in, and then it was like, Austria was sort of. It could have gone one of two ways, and it went the good way Austria wanted it to do, in that Italy didn't score, but it could have very much, like you said, played into Italy's hands, where the chances are just created. I mean, as soon as it got to extra time as well, it carried on the same. Both teams had chances, like Donnarumma pulled off a fantastic save.
Extra time is typically a cagey time. This was excellent, and again, this showed the value of. Well, it's a game which is going to be an endurance test, and having a squad really helps, which England do have.
Yeah.
But they brought on Pessina and Chiesa, and both got goals. And I mean, Chiesa's goal is 3 world-class touches: a touch of a head, a touch inside with the right foot, the hit with the left foot. 3 excellent touches.
Yeah.
And then Pessina, the best thing about his goal was his celebration. That was a lovely kind of just dead fish celebration. Yeah. Enjoyed that thoroughly.
So, where did you see Austria going? I talked about Poland with Lewandowski. Cheers, mate. Back home, that's where they're going. Lewandowski, we would talk about might retire and leave Poland a bit in the lurch, struggling. Austria, they've got some decent young players coming through, like Sabitza's looking quite good. They've got a couple of defenders that are quite young and coming up, and Alaba's obviously still there. And
Alaba's still got a few years in the tank. I mean, it was that finish. It was the finish in the end product, wasn't it? It's you look at other Scandinavian sides. You look at Norway, for example. I mean, Denmark have got kind of 4 striking options. You've got. I'd say other Scandinavian, Austria and Scandinavia. The other sides,
they're not Scandinavian.
The other sides, who I'd say on a similar level to them. You just put the kind of Austria, Denmark, those kind of sides in that kind of bracket, and they just don't have that end product. Arnautovic being the best I had, played 4 games in China since this year.
Yeah,
I think I need someone coming through. I don't know. They may have someone coming through I'm unaware of, but it would have. I mean, they had that chance. Arnautovic scored the offside goal, but finishing those chances, slightly different movement, or just having an end product would put them to another level, because they were well drilled. They seemed very club-like in the way that they performed in their pressing. It's not normally something you see in international football, so it was very enjoyable to see. But I enjoyed watching them. It was a very enjoyable side to watch.
Yeah, and
I would say. Their shirts were awful.
Worst shirt at the tournament for you, Austria?
Oh, it looks like you'd buy that for a Sunday League side. It looked awful. I couldn't quite work out what was going on to begin with. I was like, why do they look so square and tall? And I was like, it's the shirts are odd. Yeah.
Well, I think when we do probably the episode around the Euro final, we'll review some things about best goal, worst defender, worst kit, best kit, all that sort of stuff. Why not? We'll fill the air with that sort of good stuff.
Defenders there, Dave. I would like to shout out Spinazzola again.
Yeah, now in everyone's fantasy team.
Runs, isn't he?
He's in everyone's fantasy team for the knockouts. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Juventus. Had Spinazzola and Cancelo as fullbacks at one point. Sold them in one summer. Who was director of football that time? Yes, you're right. It was Paratici, who's now at Spurs, so he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
But by all accounts, that was very much financially motivated, probably because Paratici was in charge of signing Ronaldo, which completely overburdened the club with salary costs. So, great.
All looking good. Yes, all looking rosy for Spurs.
Yeah, but Italy finally conceded, but they go through, and they'll be playing the winners of Belgium, Portugal.
Yes, they haven't lost a game in 28, 29, something like games now. Italy.
Yeah, I thought it was 32.
Is it 32 now? Oh, bloody hell, yeah, there you go, 32. So, yeah, it's very interesting. Can Belgium or Portugal unlock Italy? I think they can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this where we see what Italy are really?
I honestly thought that it was Italy's time was coming to an end there. I was like, yes, great. Finally, Mancini gets appointed Spurs manager. But
well,
could be the battle of the future Spurs
exactly.
managers.
Yeah. If it's Belgium v Italy, it could well be the first. Whoever gets knocked out first gets appointed.
They don't want the game to end.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yes, no, well played Italy, well played Denmark. Both teams go through. So let's go preview then. We'll preview some of the other games that are gonna be coming up. Very quickly, because England v Germany will be the main one we talk about. We've got Sweden, Ukraine. What do you feel about that? So winners of England, Germany.
The yellow derby. Ukraine have shown nothing again for me. They've been similar to their neighbours, Russia. I haven't really seen much. I guess me excited about them.
So you're going Sweden?
Sweden again. I mean, maybe Isaac will kind of do something, but I think Sweden to go through in that match.
Yeah. All right. Then you are. Is it France, Switzerland?
France are actually annoying me now. Really, like there's so much talent there, and it's just not. Like you think how well put together Austria were and how cohesive they were.
Yeah.
France should have that level of cohesion, and it comes with a mentality. Maybe the Austrian players felt they needed to perform. They needed to work as a unit, whereas you don't. I think it's mentally it would work differently for an international side. Going, hey, look at us. We've come together. We're best players in the country. We're best players for our clubs. This will just work, and you don't have to work it as hard. And that's. I just feel like. I think I'll just get. Oh well, we will get through, but I don't think it's gonna be anything to write home about.
France are reminding me of the World Cup, where they didn't click, and then it got to the semis and then the final, and they just came alive. Like I can see that happening for France. Croatia, Spain, very quickly. The Dani Olmo battle.
Yes, Dani Olmo. Yeah. So where he was born and lived and
born, bred, and learned football, and then joined Spain.
I think Perisic missing, so he's ruled out of COVID.
Yeah.
He's got 4 goals, 3 assists in his last 5 appearances for Croatia. Always turns up at major tournaments, which is why he gets linked to Man United every summer.
Yeah.
Spain finally clicked. Scored a lot of goals in their last round of the last group match. I don't expect the same amount of goals, but that would give them confidence that they can do that. I think Croatia came up against us and they didn't pose too much of a threat. Missing Perisic, I think Spain to go through.
Yeah. Okay. So Portugal, Belgium.
I think that's probably the tie of the round.
No,
maybe
England Germany's tie of the round. But
yeah. But outside of that,
yeah.
I would say Belgium have too much, but it depends. How again, Portugal haven't really been too cohesive yet. They've relied on Ronaldo's goals, penalties.
Yeah. I think Portugal have been pretty good. I think Portugal could do it. Like I think they could.
I think they definitely could do. Yeah, it's a tough one to call, but I'd say maybe just the because I'm thinking that you've got the Belgium strike force and the attacking. You've also got Portugal. You've got a defence. It's probably a bit better for Portugal, you'd say. But it's too tough to call. I'd say.
Okay.
I can't call it.
And then Netherlands, Czech Republic, which we've already touched on. Surely Netherlands.
Yeah, Netherlands. I think is that Czech Republic have done okay.
And then
better than I thought.
Then the big game, England, Germany.
Big boy.
How do we beat them? How do we beat the Germans? What do we do? How do we play? What would you do? What would Southgate do?
Southgate's going to be caution. I think that's probably the way to beat them.
Okay.
They've played better when it's been more open. They've won their matches when it's been more open. They played against France, where it was cagey, and they lost. And I think we're never going to detract away from that.
No.
So I'd say continue this approach, but the game's going to be very different to what we played so far because it's going to be against a lot better opposition.
Yeah.
And so, of a comment earlier on, was it Alex who commented?
No, Stu.
Stu, sorry.
Stu, mate.
Commented on going up against a different midfield. Yeah, and I'll welcome that as a difference because I feel like we've been a bit ponderous sometimes, knowing that we can contain it, but we might have a bit more urgency about us, and especially in attack, make feel like we might need to commit a few more numbers at times in attack because we might have to break a more solid defence rather than thinking, we kind of got this. I think England can do it.
I think England can do it. Yeah, I think England can do it. I think
it'd be interesting to see if we try and match up with their formation.
I was going to say, is this going to be the time he brings in the 5-3-2? Because you still have three in midfield, but you can get an extra man and sort of sacrifice the wingers. Get an extra man at the back in the centre back and still keep Kane.
We don't need any more sacrificing of our attacking play.
Yeah, but could be the game he does it. I don't want him to. I think stick with how we've been playing because I think with that team it's quite cohesive and it could work. It could work against.
So how's
Germany.
It lining up for you? Pickford, who's left back?
Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw, right back. Kyle Walker, I'd say.
It probably will be Walker. I'd say it's a toss-up between Walker and Trippier. I'd probably pick Kyle Walker.
Not even Reece James anywhere near it?
I think you need experience, I'd say. I'd probably get Kyle Walker.
I think he will favour experience because it's quite a youthful side elsewhere. So Maguire's in, is he?
Yeah, Maguire and Stones at the back.
Phillips and Rice, obviously, because Henderson didn't get many minutes. I think he'll come on.
Yeah, Phillips, Rice, Foden. That'll be the middle three. On the right...
Well, Sterling and Kane are dead certs, aren't they?
Kane up front, Sterling on the left.
Has Bukayo Saka maybe done enough to get a...
Do you know what? I'd like him to, I think he took the game by the scruff of the neck and had a really good game, and I think I'd like him to get that start. It's the sort of game where Southgate's a bit of a romanticist and would play Sancho because he knows a lot of the Germany players.
Especially where he hasn't played thus far.
Yeah.
I think he kind of bursts on, and I'd take that.
Yeah, or maybe Foden on the right, go back to playing Mount at the top of the three in the midfield, Foden on the right, Sterling on the left, and Kane up front. That's probably what he'll go for, actually. He'll probably go back to that. Well, is Mason Mount back from his COVID?
I think so. I think Mount and Chilwell are back in.
Yeah, maybe that then, because Mount's had an enforced game rest as well, so... Yeah, probably that. I think we've got a chance to do it, but then I also think we could be absolutely steamrolled, a la 10 years ago, whenever it was in the World Cup, when Mesut Ozil made Gareth Barry look like a slug. So
no, and the good thing about it is if we get through this, not a good thing because then hopes get up, and next round would be the winners of Sweden Ukraine.
Yeah,
and then the round after that, which would be the semi-finals, wouldn't it? Yeah, so next round would be quarters, then it would be semis. So then the semis would be Denmark or the winners of Netherlands, Czech.
Yeah. Which is... It's interesting. I still think if we get knocked out, we've been knocked out by Germany, who are a fantastic team on the national scene. If we get through and then we lose in the semi-final, I'm like, still semi-final of a competition.
Yeah.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. The worst thing would be to beat Germany and lose to either Sweden or Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you don't want to happen. So, and I think we've got
in the semi-finals losing to a Czech Republic or a Denmark.
yeah.
If you lose in a semi-final to a Holland or in a round of 16 to Germany, I'm not fine with it, but I accept it. I accept my fate. But
part of me is thinking it's quite similar to the World Cup, other than the fact that we're now playing Germany in this round, because we had a group in the World Cup where it was where if you finish second you get the easier side of the draw, and in that we faced Sweden in the quarterfinals, and then we faced Croatia, and everyone was like, well, we should probably win, which I think is similar to the Czech Republic. If we got that far and played Czech, and the Czech Republic beat Netherlands and beat Denmark, then you're sort of like, we should beat the Czech Republics, and now it's coming home and you get really into it, and then you lose to the Czech Republic because we're rubbish at the end of the day. So
I did, not to worry anyone, I did see an interview with Phil Foden yesterday, and he was asked a question about penalties, and he looked an absolute wreck of nerves. He looked
in the interview. Brilliant.
Yeah. Yeah, just merely talking about penalties, and it's like, I can't watch them. Yeah, I can't watch penalties. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's like you're only talking about them, mate.
Bloody hell. So, what? We've both said we can do it. Are we going to do it?
I've put money on us doing it, and us doing it well, with Harry Kane doing well.
Oh, God, which means we're not going to do it, and Harry Kane's not going to score, and it'll be like 3-0 Germany. So
maybe. But I think
so
Harry
about it. Oh,
Harry Kane to score a hat trick, England to win 3-1.
Is that what you've put?
I've just gone to the hat trick.
Oh man!
Do you know why? I did this because I was looking at records, England records, and I was like, I wonder who scored the most goals in major tournaments. And I didn't find the answer. I only looked for a few minutes, and I was like, oh, most goals scored in a European match, European finals match, is 2 in a game. I was like, no one's ever scored a hat trick in a Euros match. It's like, God, Harry Kane could score a hat trick. I was like, what's his next match? I best put a bet on because I've seen it now.
Unbelievable. I can't believe that. I can't. Oh, talking about goal scorers, well done to Cristiano Ronaldo, breaking lots of records, becomes the person to score the most goals against Manuel Neuer ever, and he has never played in the Bundesliga, which is an impressive stat. So, yeah, he's now scored. He's the player to score the most goals against Manuel Neuer. That's probably because the best striker in the league plays for the same club as Manuel Neuer, which is Lewandowski. But yeah,
it's a fair point.
So Cristiano Ronaldo across the Champions League and Euros has scored more goals than anyone else. And World Cups has scored more goals against Manuel Neuer than anybody else in the world. So There you go. Right, Josh, let's move that there then. Get your comments in. All your comments. Are England going to do it? And if you're watching this after Tuesday, yay!
Did we
did it. So yes, let's move on then. Let's go to the Wikifile. I got a Wikifile for you. Hey, it's on the screen, Josh. And
what is this? These are made up names. So we have Huskisson Seagulls.
Remember, you screwed me over. You screwed me over a couple of
Dave
weeks.
literally edited the Wikipedia page and made that one up. It's like the NCIS, so it's NSWIS as a side in his youth career still. So his third youth side was AIS in 2002, which is Swedish. AIS Swedish?
Okay.
I was hoping for some form of clarification there, but never mind.
No, you've screwed me over in the last 2 Wikifiles. I'm not helping you at all here.
So then we have 2003. Wolverhampton Wanderers sign him, but don't play him. They just keep him in the bank. 0 appearances, 0 goals. We then transfer to Fernando Torres' family and play for Torres in 2003, 2004, 5 times. No goals. But when we come back to England, because I presume Torres is not in England, 209 appearances, 1 goal. Oh my goodness, is their only goal of their entire career. It could be a goalkeeper. Oh God. But in that time, we have loans. Loans are plenty from 2005 to 15. Maidenhead United, 15 appearances, no goals. Northwood, 05-06, 4 goals. Carshalton Athletic, 25 appearances, 0 goals. Bristol City, 2006, 0 appearances, 0 goals. He's got to be backup goalkeeper here. This is crazy. 08, Southend United, 10 appearances, no goals. 2015, 2018, we move on from Reading. We have a permanent stint, 3 years at Bournemouth, 8 appearances, 0 goals. We get loaned out to no avail. Some real failed loans there. Nottingham Forest, 0 appearances, 0 goals. We then moved to Stoke City for a couple of years permanently. 8 appearances, 0 goals. And we're now at, again, we've gone for another players club, James MacArthur FC. MacArthur FC, 25 appearances, 0 goals. So from 2003
still playing,
to present,
still active.
They played around 270 games. We had no appearances for Wolverhampton Wanderers. We have had no appearances on loan at Bristol or Nottingham Forest. We've scored 1 goal in our 209 appearances for Reading. The questions are, where are the Premier League appearances? I presume at Reading.
Reading and Bournemouth.
Reading and Bournemouth.
Yeah, so he made 23 Premier League appearances at Reading, and the 8 Premier League appearances at Bournemouth give him the magical 31 appearances to beat the Cardinal rule.
comply with the carnival. Okay, right. So current thoughts are a Swedish goalkeeper. If I take the two things I've stated without any further thought, Dave, can you confirm to me position and international stats?
I can confirm to you the position. The position is goalkeeper. That is correct. And the international stat I will get to you in just a second.
Because I'm imagining they may be quite threadbare because they might have to tell me his nationality because I imagine he's not played for a club, a country.
So you said Sweden, yeah? Have you got any ideas? Because you've had one, so you get one piece of information, which is position, and you've confirmed goalkeeper.
Do I have any ideas who this is? A Reading and Bournemouth Premier League goalkeeper.
I mean, the Premier League stint at Bournemouth's questionable, isn't it? 8 appearances. So
8 appearances
in 3
in goal
years.
for
In
Bournemouth.
Yeah.
No, that's nothing. And in terms of Reading goalkeepers, all I've got is Marcus Hanneman,
Who's American?
who's American.
Okay, international
So,
stats.
might be about to tell me they're American, and I'm going to be all happy.
International stats. Australia under 20s, 5 appearances, 0 goals. Australia under 23s, 5 appearances, 0 goals. Australia national team, senior team, 16 appearances, 0 goals. He was unused, and the unused backup goalkeeper for Australia in the World Cup. And basically only played in qualifier matches for Australia.
So what Dave and I have done over the past few weeks is stitch each other up with Australians.
Yeah.
Turns out we don't, apart from the obvious, the Vidukas, the Kules, the Hayden Foxes, the Lucas Neals, we've got ourselves a little bit lost in Australians here. I presume MacArthur FC, he's back in Australia.
Oh, I don't know. I'd assume so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need to know that. That's not going to confirm or deny my non-answer. Australian goalkeeper. I don't think I've got anything, Dave. Don't think I've got anything.
If you added in the trials he's had at clubs as well, there's another 3 English clubs that go on there.
Really, who's their trials with?
Sheffield Wednesday, Bolton, and Wolves before he eventually signed for Wolves and didn't play. Are you giving up? Let me see if I can give you a hint. He became famous, like he made his sort of name at Reading in an FA Cup 5th round tie against Man United at Old Trafford. In a second string Reading team for pulling off a number of fine saves, which was a memorable game for the club and for the young Aussie goalkeeper.
Oh, that did trigger something. Can you tell me who his goal was against, Dave?
Sorry?
Can you tell me who his goal was against?
Oh, he made his league debut for Reading in a 1-0 defeat away to Spurs. That's on here. Coming on for first choice keeper Marcus Hanneman due to a hip injury.
Oh, damn! I just thought it was Adam Federici.
It is Adam Federici. There you go. I can't find very quickly who he scored against. I'm sorry, but yeah, there you go. Yeah.
He tried. He's having trials. He's going to clubs to find. He wants to play. I can imagine him being at home with his family going, I'm just going to go for another trial. I'm just going to do it. And his wife's going, yes, go for it. And all credit to him. He's trying to find a club to play for.
Yeah. Add another one to the list. Because after a season at the Italian club Torres, he returned to England undergoing a trial at Leeds, but failed to earn a deal. So there's another one. There's another one he's tried and not got in at. So
I'd love to experience what that process is like. Because apparently a lot of players, like when it's spoken about with
young players, Mbappe.
Young players would go Ibrahimovic had a trial at Arsenal when he was 16 years old. It's like, oh, well, how does that come about? Like, they're at a club. He'd probably been like an Ajax youth player at times. Are youth players allowed to go on trial wherever? How does that happen? I don't know.
I don't know. But there we go. That is the Wikifile. So we'll wrap it up there. Any other business, Joshua?
Enjoy the game on Tuesday for any England fans. Commiserations to any Scotland or Wales fans. But enjoy Euros.
And German fans, commiserations on Tuesday.
Oh, God.
You're the one that's put money on a Harry Kane hat-trick.
£1, mate. I put £1 on.
Anyway,
called out a whole nation.
That brings us to the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you've been with us live on YouTube, thank you very, very much for your comments and questions. Leave us a like, subscribe, find us on Spotify. I've got free movement, Josh. I've got free movement. It's great. I love it. If you want to get hold of us before next week's show, you can find us on Twitter at Football Talk. But remember,
there's no A in football.
There's no A in football. So see you next week. Thank you very much and goodbye.